Good morning, Arsenal fans. We waited for goals and we got 7 of those. Everybody but Raheem Sterling in the attacking positions contributed. What can I say, man? Again, we can't count our chickens before they hatch. We do have to urge caution. We do have a second leg in the Champions League to play. Obviously, I don't know where you stand on if we can win the Champions League, but hope to God the footballing gods and the stars start aligning for us to win our first Champions League title. Again, easier said than done. We've got to take care, people. Big up you lot on Twitch. Shout out to you lot on YouTube as usual. One love, people. Again, smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts going into the United game in relation to Arsenal in general. And obviously the aftermath of PSV. Now, for me, end of the day, you score 7 goals. Everybody deserves their flowers. I've been very critical of the manager and the player and the players and everything connected to the club and in between in recent weeks. And I don't feel one result changes much. As great as 7-1 is, I don't think it changes much to the landscape. But as I always say, you critique when things are going wrong. You give their fair credit. We did what we needed to do. PSV, when we play against teams in Europe generally, bar you could say Atalanta and Inter Milan, teams give us a lot of space. They don't do mid and low blocks. PSV are very attacking and they got slaughtered yesterday. We were ruthless when we got those goals. We were very ruthless in terms of getting more goals in the second half. Obviously, we've got very temperamental and fair weather players that have been feeling sorry for themselves. Now, if this game gives them a bit of momentum and propels them going into Sunday and allows us to salvage what we could potentially salvage this season, which is simply put, just winning games, seeing what we can do in the champs and just winning as many games in the Prem, trying to amass as many points as possible. The Liverpool are running with the league. We need to be doing this against Man United. I'll be real. Nwaneri, I don't think it's his most amazing game. I did like the fact that he smelt blood in the second half, but it's lovely to see him get on the score sheet. Lewis Skelly, I do feel needed saving from himself and the potential question mark over a second yellow. It's 2 games in a row. Against Forest, it was Calafiori and then it was Lewis Skelly, but his performance on the ball and defensively, apart from those heart-in-mouth moments, absolutely superb, man. To see them starting at this stage in the Champions League on top of everything they've done this season, the Haaland boys, to say they're doing us proud is an understatement. We've needed our captain Martin Ødegaard to turn up and stand up to be counted. The critics will say he needs to keep going. The critics will also say he started turning up when everyone else was slapping in goals, but the class region Ødegaard put in a captain's performance, and I'm happy with that, people. So yeah, Ødegaard did his thing. Marino got on the score sheet and grabbed an assist. Calafiori and Tierney, exciting cameos. Timber is a special game for him with his Ajax history and playing in Holland. Lovely to see him get a goal. He deserves that because he's been one of our players of the season. It will go under the radar, but I think Declan Rice was absolutely mustard. It's nice to see Trossard getting the goals, and hopefully we can get some sort of momentum. We need everything and anything, Arsenal fans. We need any little momentum individually and collectively, any positive results, etc., etc. Now, unfortunately, it's a big ask to win the Champions League. A bit like the Prem. I don't know, man. I would say Manchester City at home was a standout game and one we'll remember this season. Likewise, in any context, winning 7-1 is the same. But that's my thing. We need to make these moments count. Like, how good would it be looking back at a champs or a Prem? Well, looking back at these individual isolated incidences and having a Prem or the champs. And I do think a lot of Arsenal fans, yeah, they're more loyal to their own ideologies and agendas than the club. You know, the ones that are heterosexuals have been silent in recent weeks. Winning 7-1, young players, everybody playing well. What's the first thing they did? Oh my God, Arteta, this and that. Before, you know what the negative dons were saying. I'm not speaking about people that are balanced and they draw their own conclusion. A lot of people are just in this silly game of this is mainly social media of I told you so, I know better than you. But we don't do that on our platform, people. So yeah, smash the like button. I'm going to say it from now. Tab police. Look away. We got bare things to go over, man. But yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. Doesn't cost a thing. Smash the like button. B, you're always here and you're part of the furniture. Between you and Hyper, I mean, I don't know who would be mod or supporter of the month or of the season, man. But Hyper is up there, you're up there, boys up there. There's serious people. You lot are basically Timber, Gabriel Magalhaes, and probably the young players, anyone at Arsenal who's been consistently great. But what have you said? Are you concerned about the aggressiveness of Lewis Skelly? He's clearly talented. However, do you think he needs more composure with those challenges? Is 1,000,000%, because indirectly Lewis Skelly's just living the dream, being a confident Arsenal footballer. There's an Arsenal tax on how we're judged differently. I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. He's a young confident black boy who dared to defy Haaland after Haaland asked who is he, and all of those kind of moments. So he's a marked man, and that's probably not going to leave him in his career. he's doing what I expect an 18-year-old to do. I do think if I was to micromanage it, you look at Newcastle away in the League Cup, where everybody fell asleep defensively. He probably went to sleep for Murphy. Yesterday, let's be honest, first time I can say this season, the ref's done us a solid there, really and truly, because he should have got a second yellow. But these are mistakes I think an 18-year-old is going to make, and he's not a natural defender, so you're going to see that in the isolated incidences. Obviously, the inverted fullback role, it's mainly designed to get another midfielder in, which that's his bread and butter traditionally. But Lewis Skelly is doing what I expect of an 18-year-old, as great as he is and as much as he shows that he's not an 18-year-old. But yeah, minor improvements. I don't think he needs to curb the aggressiveness, because I do like that. Maybe it's youthful enthusiasm. Maybe he's just tigerish anyways. But just little minor things as a defender, knowing when to dive in, knowing when to be aggressive, knowing when not to. So yeah, naturally, he just, I wouldn't say take it out of your game, but curve it, because there was even before that, I'm sure he completely cleaned out Luke de Jong. So yeah, these are minor things. And I think you look at Calafiori, I always say I like Calafiori. In terms of what we've been trying to achieve this season and win now mode, Lewis Skelly is on the pitch and you're on the bench, so you haven't helped us. But I think it's minor things like when to get tight to your man, when to follow a runner, when to actually dive in, when to kind of show them down the flanks or show them inside. These are little things that they can be done, in it. Like, and the positives to Lewis Skelly and actually Calafiori, for me, they outweigh any potential negatives, man. So yeah, he's doing his thing, man. Doing his thing. I did feel at one point, like Timber would go over there, Ben White would come on. I did think Arteta would leave it until half time, but you know, again, we asked for our manager to be proactive. Of course, there's many other incidences we've needed our gaffer to be proactive. Isolated that he was. Marcel, stop hating, man. You weren't missing. You were chatting. He's my guy, but yeah, don't let him fire you up, man. He was chatting nonsense before the game. We won 7-1. He went disappearing. He's a bit of a madman, but he's our madman. He's part of the furniture here. Everyone's family's got a crackhead in it, and Marcel's ours. You never walk alone for real, Marcel. Fuck off, man. Like, we ain't got nothing else. You lot are about to play PSG. You lot got a League Cup final. There's a big chance of you lot actually winning Champions League. I don't know for AI, but when I typed in who wins the Champions League this season, it actually said Liverpool. Your champions elect to say the nice with the Premier League, and you still find time to talk about us. You can't tell me Arsenal are not the most hated and rated. We're a joke man club, banter man club, all of this. All you lot do is chat on us. A's up till we freeze up, man. The culture club, it is what it is. But yeah, man, great day at the office. And for me, I just hope it, I don't want to say, listen, we're past the point of kick starting seasons and all of that jazz, but just getting some momentum and simply put, seeing as far as we can go in the champs, winning as many games as possible in the Prem and getting as many points on the board. Any bit of confidence, any bit of momentum, you could get that. And for me, we struggle for goals, in it. Well, I say that we scored 7. Nice to see the front line score. Of course, I'm happy to run agendas. We scored 7 goals without a striker. You don't always see me say we don't buy strikers, we make them. But this is what I mean, in that there's a good foundation and a good base. There's a lot of things as a club, the players, Arteta, the board, all of that stuff we've been waffling about that we need to improve. But there's people can't tell me that everything is a mess, bro, because it's not true. I'm not happy to finish second, but you get where I'm going. Like, we're still negative about a lot of things, but we've got a lot of a decent little platform. If we just add the quality and move properly in the grand scheme of things, these 7-1s, these 5-1s, this top 6 record, all of this will mean something. But at the moment, it's just a good day. It's just a good night at the office. As much as it was great yesterday, it doesn't serve. The fans can waffle. The players have to forget about it now. You got Man United, and I know we're not going to score. Well, to be fair, the way Man United are moving and where they are on the table, yeah, form goes out the window, but they're probably looking over their shoulders. We should be scoring 7. You know, Marcel's in the chat. Liverpool scored 7 or so. Now, I'm not that naive, but we need to get points. You know, and the luxury of winning 7-1 is, you know, we know we've had bare injuries. We've got a small squad. We're at where we're at with it. The PSV at home game, Arteta's probably still going to go strong. Probably, but if there was a chance to maybe rest legs and be a bit cute and clever, there's that. Now, I don't know why we scored 7 goals. Is it tactically how PSV and how we set up? Did we smell blood? Did we just have enough of our poor form and want to go out there and do things? Or is it a mixture of everything? Is the day's rest we had contributing? Because I do think there were minor little things we could have done defensively. It sounds mad, yeah, but in many ways, I don't think PSV deserved to get sourced 7-1. Clearly they did, but I don't feel they were, I mean, they were terrible. They lost 7-1, but I don't feel they were that terrible. I feel they were troubling us down the flanks, and I think there's little minor improvements to be made there. But Yeah, man. Rice was therefore on it, man. I mean, respectfully to Rice, I know he got an assist and he got a goal chalked off. When all the talking points are going to be about the Highlanders and Ødegaard and this one and that one, Rice going to go under the radar. But Rice put in a top performance yesterday, I felt as well. Obviously, Thomas Partey bugging out for the penalty, which was a bit annoying. And imagine that, we scored 7 goals and not one of them was from a corner, man. Big up yourself. What about Sterling? I don't want to be that guy because, you know, you do have to, you know, we won 7-1 and we all know who is playing well, who's not, who we rely on, who not. Like yesterday, it was the same old case. But yeah, man, I tried my best to get behind Sterling, pause, but it's dark, bro. Like the best thing I can say to Sterling is that it could have been worse where Arsenal concerned, you know. He's not a permanent player. It's sad. In a game where everybody eats, the youngsters, the fullbacks, Calafiori showing man how to finish. Sterling needed a goal probably as much as Martin Ødegaard, and unfortunately he didn't. And with that, I don't know. But then if he plays against United and does a madness, it's all great. But yeah, Sterling is dark, man. And it goes back to the summer. Like, Marino's playing up front by default, hasn't been a level raiser. Calafiori, and this is all under the guise of win now mode, right? Sorry for hitting the computer there. Not the first choice, not the first choice left back at this moment in time. Marino is not the first choice midfielder. He is striker by default. Whoever, Sterling as well. Summer was a missed opportunity. January was a missed pit stop opportunity. And this is what I mean, tying back to what I said in that you got a base here. If we just move serious and really control the controllables, I'm not saying Arsenal are going to dominate every season or whatever, but we could win a trophy at the very least, man. Brom, one love, man. Let's watch real big dogs of Europe play today. They know what time it is, heritage. Liverpool fans really have main character syndrome, innit? Skelly is just learning, let him be. Why can't we get more of these European refs in our league? Such a breath of fresh air given recent PL officiating, because they don't want it. Think about it. You've got the best managers. You know, you look at the game being played in England. How many British and English managers have won the league? Klopp's not British. Slot's about to win it. He's not British. Pep's not British. Wenger's not British. Obviously, I don't know how it works for Scotland, but Ferguson technically falls under that. And there is some obviously good English coaches, Graham Potter, Eddie Howe, the list goes on. And obviously, a lot of English managers have taken the job. But in my lifetime, I've seen a lot of foreign managers. Sven-Göran Eriksson, RIP, Fabio Capello. I mean, Roy Hodgson and Sam Allardyce, not the best advocates for English managers, with the greatest of respect, but you got them, you've got Tommy Tuchel. But my point of saying that is you got the best managers, whether they're English or foreign, right? You got the best players, whether they're English or foreign. You got fans all over. You got TV rights dons all over, coaching staff, set piece coaches, all of the minor things. Why do you think you don't have different referees? It's a monopoly. The referees, it's an old boys network. Michael Oliver is still committing mad fraud. I've seen what do you call it? Like the fallout after, who did he, what game was it? I think it might have been the Arne Slot thing and actually the Millwall thing. His name is still, you know, being whatever. Only referees in England can keep it showing incompetence and not lose their jobs, which is crazy. If a manager messes up, you know what happens. If a player messes up, you know what time it is. It's here on purpose, bro. Like, it's here on purpose. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, as you lot know. I personally think it's designed to create controversy because it gets us talking and it adds to the entertainment product of what is known as the Premier League people. So yeah, man, they don't want it. If they wanted foreign referees, they'd be in the game, people. It's as simple as that. They would be here. Okay, that's one tab. Sorry, tab police. As I said, look away. We got a lot to discuss, you know, like a lot. And I'm not going to, oh gosh, I need to actually close some tabs. I can't even see half of the tabs, people. Something's just come on my desk. There's been a lot of talk about Alberta and that. There's a new name, an ex-Arsenal player thrown into the ring as well, people. But we've got a lot to cover, man. Get comfortable, get your questions in, smash the like button, mods. You lot got to keep driving that, man. It's always a pleasure to be here with you guys, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is. They don't want proper refs. They don't want competent refs, bro. Like, they don't want it. Like, for all clubs, they don't want it in the Premier League. If a manager comes out and criticizes a ref, touchline bans, fines, etc. Players can't eat. Refs can make a stupid decision. Players, quote unquote, depending on what club you play for, can't surround the referee, which is crazy. They're the most protected individuals in the planet. They'll do different angles. They'll wheel out Howard Webb and all these guys on Sky Sports justifying it. You know, obviously they're human and we don't want anyone criticized. You know, everyone makes mistakes, but they'll overplay on that and do the woe is me thing. And that's going to go for all clubs, man. Enjoy the 7-1. The honeymoon period in the Champions League ends next leg. You're active. Even Arsenal stage, even by Arsenal's European heritage, we're not, bro, it's Real Madrid Atletico, and I can't lie, it's dark. I didn't watch all the highlights, but I saw Alvarez's goal and Diaz's one. It's dark, man. Julian Alvarez, that is a potential Champions League goal of the season contender. And yeah, it's nice to win 7-1, but we don't have our full team. We ain't got the juice like that. But that's tomorrow's problems, man. Maybe the stars are aligning in the footballing gods. I don't believe this, but this is all I got, man. Come on, man. This is all I got. As balanced as I am, this is all I got, man. Until it ends, it's an impossible dream, mate. It's an impossible dream. If we win the Champions League, Mikel Arteta, I'm not going to say all's forgiven for the Prem, and I hate the ifs and buts, but you deserve a statue, a light slap on the wrist. We move. You deserve a statue if we win the champs. And if we win the champs, no one can talk to me. Like, I see Liverpool here. Liverpool could tell me about their 5 Champions Leagues. There's probably a Chelsea fan here. There's United. I don't care. Because you lot will sit there and say, oh, but you didn't win the new one. You didn't win the old format. I'm going to say we won the first ever new thing with a novice manager, with no striker. Do you know the amount of agendas I've had to delete out of my drafts? I have a Google Doc of everything I would have said had we have got something over the line. I'm ready to rewrite history. I always say history is written by the victors, so we can be shameless. We can be shameless. I don't want to take it far, but do we really think that Christopher Columbus discovered all of the Caribbean and everyone and whatever? And they're not victors, but you get where I'm going. But we're going left with it, man. Timber Defo, man of the match, get voting, man. And I mean, that's what we need to get back to. There's bare different man of the matches. I don't know who I'd give man of the match to. I don't feel... It's weird because yesterday I feel Rice probably across the course of the 90 minutes, you was up there. I don't think Ethan was he was good, but I don't think he was amazing. He scored a great goal. He was having shots. I think Timber was good. I would say Rice over 90 minutes personally. But I then think Nwaneri did very well when he got going. I think Ødegaard did well when he got going. Timber, as you said, did well when he got going. I might be missing out Ødegaard if I haven't said that when he got going. Fair enough, couple goals went in before that. But yeah, I just hope Teta don't coach the swag out of Ethan and Skelly. Them man are fearless. Yes, they're making mistakes, but allow it. It ain't as deep as people making it out. Mistakes happen. And at the end of the day, it didn't prove costly. And it's a nice because as good as Ethan is and Lewis Skelly is, when Lewis Skelly makes a little mistake or Nwaneri makes a mistake, it's almost, well, it is a reminder that they're 17, 18, even though these mistakes, if they have made it or poor games, it's been outweighed by the positives. And I don't know where you would have them, but if we were having player of the season debates, Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly are in that. Gabriel Magalhaes is there. Timber is there. Couple of other names might be. Partey probably would be there, even though he dropped off the ball. And then you've got Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly. And again, let's be real. Where it comes to Nwaneri, bro, you've got the keys to if we are to win the champs. We hope the big dog, well, your big dog Saka is back, but crazy, man. Saka's 23 and we still look at him like he's a lot younger. And then what does that put into perspective for Nwaneri? And we have to urge caution and allow him to develop, but Max Dolman and that. This is what I mean. We could actually move so patterned as a football club if we just pattern up the pipeline from Hayland into the first team, and also the ones that aren't going to make it get decent fees, maybe a year or two in advance, start to look at the multi-club structure, obviously address the depth issues and the quality that's needed to be upgraded in the starting 11. If Mikel Arteta just goes back to the drawing board for a lot of his own coaching pros and cons, bro, we could do something, man. Like, we could do something. It's the hope that kills, man. It really is. It really is, man. It really is. Marcel got that chest, fair play, but he still sits down to P. Rah. That is crazy slander. Doué's a baller, man. We will be doing a watch along for PSG Liverpool. I don't know. Maybe I'm still off the 7-1 Kool-Aid, but I do think PSG, and I'm sure if you support Liverpool or PSG, you don't want this to be the case, but it feels like it could be a high-scoring game. You know, Arne Slot is earning his chops in the Prem. Luis Enrique is a household name. Paris Saint-Germain got the stars. You know, the Kvaratskhelia, Dembele's form is playing. It is amazing. There's probably not a player on the planet that, forget what his club is doing, that is performing better week in, week out than Mo Salah. But then, so I think you know what, I might just say 4-4 draw. But then I think because of how Arne Slot and Enrique are going to approach it, maybe we don't see that many goals, man. We'll have to see, man. Nah, Marcel, it's all love, man. Like, I have to keep saying disclaimers because you rile up the chat, man. And you know what? In the last few weeks, the chat, maybe because we won, we're back to normal, but I'm seeing too much civil wars in the chat, man. My guy, DG, you know, bless my brother. I love being here, man. This is my favorite channel and you're my favorite op. Even the ops rate my thing. You know my thing. But on a serious note, when you lot say, favorite content and stuff. I know it sounds like what us content creators say, but I truly mean it. Like, I went to the gym earlier today and someone's like, oh, deluded. Like, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I watch your stuff. I love your show with Rants. Shout out Rants as well. It's like, you don't know, man. It's motivation, man. It's motivation. PSG, Dembele, Dagger incoming. Due, you lot know I wanted him at the club. Hey, Marcel, in fact, Marcel, don't run. Remember when you was getting on to me? Remember when you was getting on to me about Kareem Adeyemi? What am I telling me now? A broken clock's right twice a day. You know what, Sterling? You're scoring on Sunday. Early disclaimer, people. It will make sense soon, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do a watch along for the Man United game on Sunday. I will have you lot covered after the game. We'll do a kind of match reaction stream and we'll talk about it. But isolated to the watch along, I don't think I'm going to be there. So yeah, man, I'll keep you lot updated if that changes. And I apologize, man. We ain't putting 7 past us. We lose games, but we don't concede a lot under Amarin. G1, that's great stuff, but whatever you United fans say, and fair enough, clip this up and you can get at me and whatnot, but I know you're scared. I know you're scared. I know you were scared on the best of days. Yeah, you beat us in the FA Cup, and you know you lot are bragging. United fans are shameless, bragging about the young G's, your young G's beating ours. I can't rate. I thought Man United fans were shameless, but you confirmed your shamelessness to me when you were saying Amarin's one of the best in the league. You lot apparently beat Manchester City when he was manager at Sporting. The streets remember, and whatever you say, you know you're shook. Lenny Europe could get dark out there. Remember you compared him to Saliba. I better see Saliba shit on Sunday. It could get dark out there. It could get dark for us. And I must admit, maybe because of social media, I hate losing to Man United. It could get long. 7 goals. You know Arsenal were a little weird team in that 3-4 games. We feel sorry for ourselves. We're rubbish. We win 1-2 games. We start playing them. You look, could get thumped up. I'll be real. You look, could get thumped up. The sun's going to be shining on Sunday. Capitano's finding his feet. You know what Timber brings. You know what Gabriel Magalhaes is doing. We might just score from a set piece. It could get long for you, man. It could get long. Would wait for United to conclude before giving any chest knowing this team. Now, on a serious note, yeah, we could revert back to type against Man United. To say Sterling's dusted is putting it nicely. He's finished, man. Like, for me, it's, yeah, you need a run of games and all of that jazz. But if we cut the crap, like, physically, bro, like, I'm not there in training. We hear, I mean, the club are not going to, unless, you know, sometimes clubs do things, but Sterling's a loan signing. They've got no reason to lie, but they've got no reason to tell the truth. And what I mean by that is naturally they're going to say he's training well and whatnot. And I'm not a fly on the wall and we protect our Gaza youths. But Sterling, the physical conditioning, bro, you're looking leggy, bro. I know confidence and all that plays a part, but physically, man, you're looking like you gained a couple pounds. It's too much curry goat, bro. Like, I remember when, because obviously, you don't know, I've loved Sterling since he's 16, 17, 18. Like, feels like I'm a professional footballer watching Sterling. He lived the movie, 16 years of age, QPR, Liverpool, Man City, England, all of the stuff he's done, yeah, it's lit. But I remember an interview where he spoke about distractions in, obviously he's a grown man now. When he left London initially as a teenager going to Liverpool, he's returned as a grown man, father of many kids, fulfilling the stereotype, and all of that kind of stuff, experienced player, all of that jazz, right? But I remember when he said, like, there's bare distractions kind of thing in London, and that's kind of why he went to Liverpool, and that's why I can't remember who else was in for him, but he went from Liverpool to City. I don't think there's distractions, but you're not eating vegetables and that. It's too much hard food. It's too much carbohydrates. It's looking dark, Sterling. And then a bit of confidence. The first touch is poor. Forget dribbling, but the first touch, anytime you touch the ball, you're getting disarmed for it. You're not able to get past your man. You're not really getting into areas. Confidence plays a big part. But again, Raheem Sterling, we're at the point, bro, where the only positive I can say for Arsenal is that you're not our playoff permanently. And I hope for some Arsenal fans, yes, Mikel Arteta can get a tune out of players feeling down on their luck and whatnot. But the man's not Jesus. He can't walk on water. He is not a miracle worker. So with Raheem Sterling, I'm not saying don't go and revisit a player that's down on their luck or whatever, but stop looking at the manager to be a difference maker. Like all of you lot were telling me, he's worked with Sterling before, which is true. He could, Sterling got a point to prove. I feel sorry for him because he spoke with Chess. He said, you lot are going to see the best of me and that. It's peak Sterling. Like, I'm too far to turn back. And I've probably said it 20 million times. And I always say a broken clock is right twice a day. Sterling, you're making me define logic. But I'm going to, yesterday I was down. Today we're going again. Sterling is scoring on Sunday. I must admit, you lot can only comment on what I put out in it. And I know when I get other content creators, big up Shirley, big up Sammy, I play a bit of a game, gassing up Sterling a bit. Please don't make Sterling's my guy, but don't make it think that I'm Sterling or ever. Like Martinelli, by all means, hit me, not the players. Word to the gaffer. Martinelli's my guy to the end. even though he's not really good at football right now. Is what it is. Big up DG and the people in the chat. Calla took his goal like a proper striker. It's mad because he's a genuine option. Sterling couldn't take it around anyone last night. It's peak, bro. It's peak. It's I don't like end of the day, like maybe it's not an analytical thing. Sterling's just not doing the job, bro. Like on the face of it, he played for Arsenal, he played for City, he played for Chelsea, he played for Liverpool, he played for big clubs, done things, but man ain't remembering this. It's peak Sterling. It's so dark, Sterling. Like it's so like I didn't think it could get any worse, you know, but somehow it has. And that's another thing. Sniper's not lying. Like he just, yeah, it was peak. I gave Sterling a fair chance, like I do with every player that signs for Arsenal. I'm sorry, but Sterling is finished at the top level. He needs to take a step back. By God's grace, wherever he goes, as long as it's not at Chelsea, next season you do your thing. I don't want to see you down on your luck, but you are looking dusted, bro. Alex Ferguson, don't fall under that bracket. The refs in La Liga are pants too, I swear. Even if they're pants, they're probably up there. These men are down there. Like, as crap as they might think referees from other countries are, bro, these are the worst. Maybe I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm a Wenger baby, I'm never going to be friends with refs, but come on, I think all us fans can agree, whatever you have to say, because no referee is perfect. They're all better than the English ones. DG, when I come to London, point me in the direction of some London things. I heard you have them on lot. Well, I don't understand. What is things? Like, what is things? I don't know what things is. Yeah, I live in London. I ain't the guy for that. Disclaimer. Yeah, but it is what it is. PSV were... That's what I want to ask you, lot. Is it a case of Arsenal were that good or PSV were that terrible? PSV were horrendous, if you're asking me. No other team has given us that much space in attack. Their defenders had terrible positioning. Their goalkeeper was disastrous. We took the chances, though. Facts, really. Their keeper was bucking out. I mean, to be fair to the keeper, he is the last line of defense. But, yeah, bro, like at least 2 of them goals we scored. All of them, we didn't have to work for much. But Marino's one, they played themselves into problems. Keeper spilled one for Ødegaard's one. Keeper is just moving mad. And maybe, Saliba played with him at Nice. Maybe Saliba gave the little insight. But, yeah, it's, end of the day, you lost 7-1. You lost 7-1. Champions League knockout stages. Your fans smash the like button. People are clearing out the base. It's dark, bro. Like, it's dark. Better you lot than us. Like, better you lot than us. Maybe we need the Super League thing, you know, where we're just playing European teams where there's no low blocks, none of this kind of stuff. Teams don't do that against us anyways. PSV or better yet, Peter Bose, I believe his name is, the PSV gaffer. I'm not going to say and act like, man, I'm watching PSV every week, but just from a quick Google search and reading and going on the fan channels, it seems like a concern has been a bit like Arteta. He's stuck to staying and playing in his own way. I'm sure if he had his time again, you know, if hindsight, you know, in hindsight, if we could go back, we'd apply better foresight, but yeah, he approached it the wrong way, man. He approached it the wrong way, man. And they were pants. I started creasing the moment Sterling got dispossessed just after being subbed on. Arteta's like a bad guy as well. I'm not going to lie, man. Like, Gaffer, just put Sterling on the left, man. And I was begging for, like, Sterling to just get in a central region, just somehow, like, score a goal, man. I could see, you know, it seems like the fan... You know, I genuinely think if Raheem Sterling bags... Did you not see Eddie Nketiah's goal recently? The players will surround him like that. But Sterling, listen, Sterling might just score the Champions League winning goal. For what team? I don't know. I don't know who's in the final, but we got to have a bit of blind optimism. Nearly 100 people in here. Let's get them likes up, people. Tell them again, man. They call me the most underrated content creator, but I can't get the ratings without the community, man. What's going on? Get the likes up, people. 24 likes, 86 people in here. The ratio isn't good enough. I appreciate that. Where are we at in terms of the man of the match thing? I mean, the streets decide, didn't it? Man of the match, I asked you lot in a poll. Nwaneri 29%, Ødegaard 31%, Rice 32%, and in relation to Trossard/other 7%. So Rice is grabbing man of the match. So yeah, you lot voted. Rice is man of the match. Let's start another poll. Because one of the best features YouTube actually did is I remember when the poll, you start the stream, that's it. Like that's it. Now you can interchange it. This is AI typing this. I should have changed it to yes. We're speaking. Thoughts become things, man. Thoughts become things. But yeah, that's the only negative, man. It's 6 Champions League. Get it right, mate. But I don't support Liverpool. I ain't watching that. Oh yeah, it is 6 because yeah, it is 6. Oh, look at me. I got 6 European trophies. Look at me. I'm so great. I'm happy he persisted with Marino in the 9. Was afraid he would go back to Raheem with Trossard in the 9. I think he's got to play it by ear, because if Mourinho stinks out the place against Chelsea and against United, where we're looking at, I don't feel there's one foolproof solution. But clearly, Mikel Arteta, it's Mourinho FC and die. Whether Mourinho's gonna, pull out to the flanks or drop into midfield, and essentially it's no striker, and whether it's Ethan or Ødegaard or Rice, they make them third man runs. In reality, like yesterday, it was slightly Ødegaard doing the false nine, not even false nine, but doing the pressing and whatnot. Mourinho ain't got the legs for that. So, yeah, he's got to persist with it, really, man. I do think there's scope for Raheem Sterling. Well, just in terms of what does he offer much, but what he is. But, yeah, man, it is what it is. But right now, the team's picking itself on the worst of days. Definitely when you win 7-1. Arsenal act like you've been here before. It's only PSV. The PSV side that beat Liverpool and Juventus. Fair enough. Jay, you're a mod. You're my guy. But, it says Jay Spurs. I have manners. You should be in Perisic's live stream. He said they can move to us, and you can take the man away from Spurs. We can't take the Spurs away from the man. Have manners, man. I always say this. By all means, if you support Liverpool, if you support Man United, if you support Chelsea, if you support City, I won't necessarily hear it, but I hear it. You lot got credentials. Spurs, come on, big people are talking. Come out of the room, bro. Because the way you lot are moving, Brentford are a bigger club than you. I don't want to hear it from you lot. You lot spent 65 million on Solanke. We've made a lot of L's, but our tick is different. We're struggling different. We got first world problems. You lot got third world problems, man. So do United. We got leaky roof today. Even have proper plumbing. I shouldn't say that. The whole Arsenal team, man of the match. Frank, I hear that, but we need to try and see who's going to be the man of the match, or player of the match, as they say. Arteta should have trusted MLS to see out the half. I hear that, but prevention is better than cure, because I genuinely think he should have been given a second yellow. And I think the ref maybe never said it, but the ref was on a vibe of, you know what, next one. I allow you this time, next one. So I hear it, really. I hear it, because obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing, but if he kept him on for 3-4 minutes longer, this is all ifs and buts. He gets sent off. We're looking at this very differently. And for Lewis Skelly, well, you got to improve 1-2 moments defensively, because the way it's looking, I'd assume we're going to be playing Real Madrid, and it's a second leg in the Bernabeu. And if we've got some sort of lead going into that game, it's going to be dark anyways. But those are tomorrow's problems. Saka should be captain of this team, not Ødegaard. Fair enough. I think Magalhaes, but leadership group just do that. We always hear that, I think every club has kind of seen in the last 3-4 years, yes, there's a captain, but we all hear about leadership group and that. Leaders just lead on the pitch, man. Ødegaard's the captain. It is what it is. If it was up to me, it'd be Rice or Gabriel Magalhaes. But if everybody just does their job, we'll be all right. And we've seen Saka have the captaincy. I think Jorginho holds weight in the change rooms. We've seen Jesus hold it. There's been bare, man. And if I'm completely honest, during the Emirates era, I checked out the captain. I know we've changed, but I've checked out the captaincy. From I saw William Gallas as a captain, let alone wearing the number 10. Crazy. On the topic of the number 10 shirt, the number 10 shirt is free. Speaking of free, the number 3 shirt's gonna be free next season. Nwaneri, Lewis Skelly, new contracts, new numbers. We've been here with Saka and Smith Rowe. I bring back Smith Rowe, man. Just bring back Smith Rowe. I know it's not gonna happen, but bring him back, man. I need 11 Haylenders out there. The ones that aren't going to make it at Arsenal have been allowed to touch grass. If Liverpool sell Kwanzaa, his value is way higher than it would be otherwise. True. I mean, Liverpool be crazy to sell Bradley, but if they were to ever sell Bradley and Kwanzaa, and there's probably a couple of others, they're making bank. Will be a good match today. I hope so. I want to see VAR controversy. I want to see goals. I want to see drama. I want to see it all. Raya, Gabriel, Saka should be captain. Magalhaes is the captain. Sterling mashing up London kebab. Too much curry got an oxtail for real, man. And extra portions, man. Big up my guy, Catch, my guy. Monday Madness. Hey, you know what? You have to give Catch his flowers, because he was all, not me, I was with him, but shameless. But he did say, I'm not shook of PSV. And if he says he thought they were going to score 7, he's lying. But yeah, we was me, D, and Hooks. Hooks tried to do the Top Gooner thing towards the end, but we were a bit nervous in relation to that. If the United game goes the way I want it to go, Catch, you're gonna have to hold your L as well. But yeah, he was right. But you never predicted 7-1 though. But we'll have it. We'll have it. I'm impressed with Trossard since Saka got injured. He stepped up a lot. I can't lie, I disagree, man. I disagree, but he's doing his thing. We scored 7 and he didn't get 1. My boy, he said he's scoring. Fair enough, man. I thought he was scoring, but do you know what it is? There's many ways of defining scoring. Of course, had he have done what Calafiori and Moreno and Ødegaard and Nwaneri did yesterday, that is defining scoring. But in many ways, just stepping off on a football pitch, trying to be better than you was yesterday, that is scoring, because The statistics go against Sterling. He's a young black lad from London, from a single parent household. He's become a footballer. He's living the dream. In many ways, that's scoring. The PR is not working. Even me, I'm struggling. Sterling mentoring Nwaneri. You never know. Maybe whatever he's telling Nwaneri's doing the opposite. But on a serious note, like, that's the only positive from Sterling. Like, that's the only thing Sterling can give, is just be an experienced head. Try and tell them about the trials and tribulations of football. That's all he can do. Be competitive in training. Be a good player in the, be a good lad in the bunch of the squad. Other than that, there's nothing Sterling can bring to the table right now. But we hope so, man. We hope so. We live in hope. But boy, it's dark for Sterling. Like, it's dark. Like, you're scratching your head forget 5 games. What has Sterling done of significance? I'm sure in one of the League Cup games at the Emirates, it might have been Palace. It was all right. I'm sure he's got a couple of assists in the cup for Nwaneri, but it was all right. I'm sure against United he had a little cameo as well. But that you're scratching your head for anything of significance, essentially. Unfortunately, Raheem Sterling's best performance in an Arsenal shirt was when he signed and he said, "You're going to see the best of me," and all of this stuff. Arteta will sign Hosselu and he's going to unlock him. You know what? Hosselu could do a job for us right now, Could do a job. Sterling is just past at the top level. He can probably still play in the league at Brighton or something, do a well. But I'm not going to lie, Sterling, I don't think you play for Brighton right now. Are you better than Mintai and them, man? I don't know. Ipswich, maybe. They're getting relegated. Southampton, maybe, but they're getting relegated. You could start at United. Slightly, you could play at United. Uncomfortable conversations. Marino starts up front right now for Man United. Yes, we're pushing agendas. Sterling standing out in a 7-1 win and not in a good way. Big up to him for the baptism, but it's not going to happen for him in it. 30 yards of space and he runs straight into a defender long. It's crazy because he looks like he's lost that pace. And Sterling, a bit like Martinelli, I just really want to, like, with Sterling, I know you can't just do this, but for me, he's a final action player. Just put the ball in behind, whether he gets an assist or a goal is another thing. Dumb it down. But when you ain't got the pace anymore, it's dead doing that. Sterling probably doesn't take football serious anymore. He's just playing for a check. That's a bit harsh, man. It's a bit harsh. I don't know what Gallen things are, man. Halal settings for sure. Marino's goal was hilarious. Good finish, but the defending was diabolical. Wait, you put Ødegaard shine in the description. Allow it. He done nothing until the pressure is off. Harsh. Ødegaard balled out, man. Ødegaard balled out. Listen, your disrespect has to be as loud as your disrespect has to be as loud. Your praise has to be as loud as the disrespect. He did well yesterday, man. Everyone did well. Everyone did well. Who really performed across 90 minutes from minute 0 to 90 at high level? Probably just Rice, if we're keeping it a buck. Really and truly. Ødegaard did his thing, man. You know Ødegaard, when there's no pressure off, we're winning. That's his bread and butter, man. Hopefully he sets down a marker, man. I don't know what's wrong with Sterling. Every time he comes on, he's scared to do something. Maybe it's confidence, but I don't think it's a confidence thing. I just think he's shit now, man. If I'm keeping it 100, I think it was more PSV being bad, but whatever, I'll take it. Not our problem now. The other team plays, which is true. You know what? Another poll we could do. Where are we at for can Arsenal win the champs? 59% of you said yes. 43%. Well, it's fluctuating. It seems like yes is winning. Let's change that. Admittedly, I can't remember any of the goals, but all of them. Best goal yesterday. Let's change it to that. I don't even think we'll have enough. I'll be able to input enough options. Trossard. Nwaneri. I think Nwaneri's going to win because we're all biased. Sterling, I wish. Ødegaard. Marino / Calafiori / other. The next voting, people. I'm getting the hang of this consistent poll thing, man. Smash the like button. How are we not at 100 yet, man? We got plenty of tabs to go through as well. I can tell you like that much. And at 4 p.m, I've got Kenny Ken. At 10 past 5 p.m, I'm going to have Premsy. And then obviously 7:50, 10 minutes before kickoff, we'll watch Liverpool PSG. I'm trying to pattern up and coordinate shows for tomorrow. I'm just waiting on people to reply. Friday the same. Saturday the same. Sunday will be there. Monday we'll try. One of you commented yesterday, but DJ's making streams like the Wrench Jew. I thought, fucking hell, it is, mate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, big up Eddie, but people saying we could do with him now, need to relax. Revisualism is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I hear you, and they are looking at it with rose tints, but I'll be lying because of what's led to it and what we haven't done. Eddie could do a thing, but these are conversations we shouldn't be having. We shouldn't be having. Or DG give the striker, he called up some cameos, just a thought. I must admit, Arteta is stingy, you know. Like, you know what? Surely Sterling starts, Butler or Deji or Kaba, one of them gets a start or significant minutes in the return leg. But Arteta is stingy, you know. I hear it, you know, Zinchenko, another game in midfield. So maybe that's something we're working on. And he was on loan at PSV, but I thought, flipping hell, like, if you're not going to bring on the youth man that have been on the bench forever, whether they're good enough or not, just a little run out, like, Arteta is stingy. Timber number 3, apologies. Can't lie. That's a shout. Ødegaard is tasked with doing too much work out of possession, if you ask me. That's true, but when you turn on the style, I don't say that about him. Ødegaard is the right captain. Second would be Saka for me. Deluded, we don't need a striker now. We got Calafiori. Do you know what? When Calafiori runs centrally and then bursts into the up box, he's an enigma, because in many ways I do think he's a typical Italian player, but then in many ways it's like a bull in a china shop. He's gracious on one hand to a degree, but then he's like, it's like heavy metal. And I can't lie, I think it's going to take us a while, but I think there's a player in Calafiori right now under the guise of win now. You're a madman defensively. I don't really trust you in that, but fuck with him. Didn't expect that scoreline. You're not alone. Think Ødegaard played well. Nwaneri was a baller. Whole team played well, but those two, that pass to Ricardo, that crazy wordplay. Nah, DG, the PR thing don't work with us. I tried, man. Sterling couldn't get in the box. You're basically saying Sterling is just here to be the old guy that tells wild stories. 100%. Sterling's that gang guy that lives on the estate that hasn't quite grown up, and he's still talking about the work he put in. Unfortunately, Sterling, like, it's a madness. On the pitch, Nwaneri is mentoring Sterling. I don't like to kick a man while they're down and all of those kind of things, and I'm sure you wouldn't either, but Sterling is dark, man. Like, it's dark. It's dark. Sterling has to do the Saudi thing. Saudi got more money than sense. I don't even think they're stupid enough to go for him. I reckon he wants to stay in London, which I hope is not at our club. But then it raises in question. And, you know, fuck it, that's Chelsea's problem. How many years has Sterling got on his contract? Please, Sterling, please have an 8-year contract. Please, man. I need Chelsea to be in the bin. Please, man. How long you got on your contract, Raza? I don't know. I mean, we know he's at Arsenal until 2025. We know that much. Sterling, Chelsea contract. Please, man. 2028 at the very minimum, please. When does it expire? Please. $2026. So that probably, 2026, that probably, that might just, they'll probably let him go on a cut price, maybe even cancel his contract because he's earning a lot, maybe just sits on the bench and whatnot. But hey, Sterling, I respect it. It's kind of poetic that Sterling, who's been racially abused, is getting a lot of money from that club. Keep it up, man. Sterling can play at United in that 3-4-3 nonsense hammering is doing. Sterling has also stayed clear of off-field controversy, which could derail the youngsters. Hopefully he's teaching that the side. I mean, I hear that, but with that, yeah, you know, obviously you're young and that, but you know right from wrong. You know what you should and shouldn't be doing, man. But it's techie, man. Grealish was pictured in a pub. Everybody's onto him. Sterling, I've seen that already. Sterling is trying, but it's just me. God loves a try, but tired, man. Told you about my cousin on the agenda. Don't mind him. You're right. Still, he's got. I don't know why he's got an agenda against Ødegaard, man. Sterling is cooked. Needs to go Saudi or MLS. I mean, maybe football's not working for him. Maybe soccer does. You're right. No one be more happier than me. I just want to sit here on the stream and say I told you about Sterling and just be shameless about Sterling, but the Yardman tax ain't cutting it anymore, Razza, man. Like, I don't know, man. You know what? There's no testimony without a test. He did get baptized, as you said. God doesn't give you everything you want. He puts you through trials and tribulations. So don't give up, Sterling. Sterling, you've come too far to give up, man. You've achieved financial security. You've made sure your mum's all right. Anytime the press has slaughtered you, you've done well. They assassinated your character at Liverpool and said you would fail. You did well. You did the same at City. Let's go, Sterling, man. I'm even starting to believe it a bit, but then I come to reality. I'm like, shit, maybe they win for once. Hit the likes and subscribe button, share the video, road to 70k. And also, like, there is that factor as well, isn't that? Sterling's been playing football for a gazillion years. Like, he's 30, but he's moving like he's 35. Maybe it's just that tax coming back to haunt him. I don't know, man. Raya is cold. What he did to James Ward-Prowse, he's fearless. I got a lot of time for Raya. Odegaard balled out, but I need more shots from him. I know he's got it in him. No way we can't win it. We are not ready. Are you ready for anything in life, man? The dunk from Timber might be my favorite. Trossard's goal was class. Getting the voting. Is Dolman in it also ineligible in the champs? I don't know how it works, but I'd imagine so. And even if he isn't, bro, man, I'm not playing Dolman. Next season, debuting. Mikel always picks seniority. I respect Sterling's CV highly, better than Saka's. Or always thought he'd be better than Rashford. He's impressed me versus Bournemouth, but that's literally one game. Lone going even worse than I thought. I do think he was done a bit dirty if we're talking about the same Bournemouth game where obviously the red card he had to come off. But if we're saying Sterling, even before the red card and all that, if Sterling impressed in that game, the bar's in hell, which it is, man. I don't want to see no one in that second leg. Rest everyone. We have to smoke Chelsea next Sunday. Amen. But you know, you never know with Arteta, but you know Arteta's still going to go strong. I do think, I look at a Thomas Partey, maybe a Marino because of the minutes, maybe all the others, maybe there's an opportunity, surely that's going to, someone like Benjamin White, surely that's Benjamin White's first start as well. And technically, Lewis Skelly got 2 yellow cards. I can't even remember, man. Life's a blur, but he got 2 yellow cards, right? So he's surely back for the United game. If it was a straight red, it's something different. I can't remember. But we need to be a bit cute and clever with this depleted squad. I know it's too little, too late, but yeah, man. I do want to see Cabra, Butler, Odeji, Sterling. I know people. Ben White, these kind of men. Kivior, slyly Zinchenko / Tierney, more so Tierney because he's leaving soon. He had a decent little cameo yesterday. Maybe even Neto. Maybe Neto, but yeah, that's the only chance Arteta is gonna have to rest players. Realistically, like you're not doing that against Chelsea, and you know what? Sterling's ineligible to play against Chelsea for obvious reasons. You might as well just give him his 90 minutes. Calafiori's a maverick. Nah, you man are not serious saying we don't need a striker because we got Cala. It's a joke, man. Like, it's a joke. I think even a blind man could see Arsenal need a striker. Trossard back heel, the ball through the defender's legs. Calafiori's run with it and holds it up. Then the pass to Trossard. Then Trossard's chip finish. Beast goal. Even that VAR did us, well, the linesman did us dirty, man, because there was, I'm sure, to be fair, way before Trossard put the ball in the back of the net, there was a moment where he's twisted up their keeper and he's put it in the back of the net, offside flag. And I wanted Rice's goal to stand, man. We score 11 yesterday. If we have Gyökeres, by the way, let it go, man. Let him go. Brentford. Sterling needs performance-enhancing drugs. Let's be real, man. Whatever Liverpool been, them asthma pumps, whatever City been doing, he needs drugs, bro. Like, he needs to do the Lance Armstrong thing. I can't lie to you because it's not working, bro. Like, it's not working. Or he needs to go on a serious ITIL diet. Something needs to happen. Don't give up, Sterling. It's only the 5th of March. There's a lot of football to be played. Your haters will become your best friends if you go and do a madness. I mean, all good things come to an end, man. Sterling is a madness. Sterling is by far Chelsea's highest earner as well. His agent pulled a blinder. Sterling should just go and sell jerk chicken outside the rave. The football tig is over for him. But with his decision-making, do you really trust him to cook? Might as well sell bag juice. Sterling, seen that already. The build-up to Trossard's goal makes it so much better. The link-up between Calafiori and Trossard. Bro, there's no player we have signed that I wanted to do well more than Sterling. But, bro, leave the game before the game leaves you. It's true. It's true. The game's left him, man. It must have been like how RIP Muhammad Ali, but it must have been like Muhammad Ali when he should have retired. It must have been like, it must have been, well, it feels like when watching Mike Tyson in that YouTube fight. Sometimes you have to know when to step away. You don't know me, I love Arsene Wenger, but it turns out sometimes you need to learn when to go. Maybe Sterling needed a reality check. And with that, obviously, context, you've not been getting starts, you're clearly not rated. Someone might have a chance, but you've not pulled up any trees. If someone was to think, you know what, I think he was harshly treated at Chelsea and Arsenal, we might make an opportunity for him at a club. He was linked with Aston Villa before he joined us. Aston Villa not going for him. Who would you go? Because there's only one team out of the top 6 by default that you're going to play at, and that's Chelsea. You know, United are not getting you. Spurs could forget about that. And they got better players at this moment. But shamelessly, you can play for Spurs. I hope you get a chance at Chelsea and you do well, because I don't want you to be down on your luck. Arsenal, we've made a lot of stupid decisions. Keeping Sterling would be the stupidest. So then it raises in question the top kind of 10, and like Forest don't need you, Newcastle don't need you, Villa don't need you, Bournemouth, you know, if they lose Cliver and Semenyo, maybe, but you're not better than what they're doing. I mean, you have seen reports that Sterling one day wants to try playing abroad. I don't know where you'd go now, but I'm telling you, if Sterling goes Italy, he'll start bagging. Trust me, people, that league. Trust me. I'm not even slandering them. There's many players I want. That league is fraudulent when it comes to goals and assists. DG, please, let's forget about this Sterling experiment. Come on, you Gunners. Hope you're doing well as well, Kwame, man. I mean, mentally, Raya is cold, but ability-wise, there's better keepers. I hear that. I do think you could get an upgrade on Raya, but that's a long way away. And I think Raya showed me enough that you're cool, man. Raya's cool. Raya's cool. We got bigger problems than Declan Rice and Raya. MLS is a proper street youth that could be nurtured into a real legend. What a story. Comes from a great family, testament to his mom, his father, and everything around him. Ethan the same. Ethan's dad. Like one day, listen, this is their story for them not to tell it, but one day it would become even more remarkable. DJ Arteta has to keep up the fluidity we played with yesterday and overcome lower mid blocks. Then who knows? I hear that, but and I know I'm not dumb. Obviously, Mikel Arteta knows low and mid and deep blocks. These are all things that are kryptonite to Arsenal. Obviously, you know that that's an issue. So I suppose he's trying to come around that, but we're in March. I was saying that last season. I can't see that changing anytime soon. Unless we, the only way I see that is obviously if we're playing a deep block and we score within the first 5 or so minutes, that's great because their game plan's out the window or what we saw in Europe. But 9 times out of 10, we've seen it with Eddie Howe, seen it with Graham Potter, seen it with was Sean Dyche even the manager? Was it Sean Dyche was the manager when we drew against Everton at our place? Moyes weren't there yet. I could be wrong, but that's something he has to address. It was a straight red for Lewis Skelly against West Ham. So yeah, he's out, isn't it? If Raya was 6'4", I think he'd be the best keeper in the Prem. I'm cool with Raya, man. Raya, I don't think you're the best thing since sliced bread, but I think you're very good and you've been one of our more consistent players. I think you have made literally 2 mistakes this season. No one's perfect, but I think a lot of the time we've owed you a lot of clean sheets and you've been one of our more reliable players. We've got bigger problems than David Raya. Obviously, if the team was in the image we want, we had all the attackers and strikers and centre mids and squad depth and we was perfect, and there was a chance to upgrade on Raya, why would you not want to upgrade on anyone in the squad? But we're cool with Raya, man. Still frustrated, DG. Where has this performance been hiding? Bit like what we said last season. And I don't want to be negative. And obviously, we didn't beat no one 7-1 last year, but we thumped up many teams last season. We've done that on occasions now. We thumped up West Ham, thumped up Sporting, thumped up PSV, thumped up Man City. And that's where to go to the next level. This has to, in the grand scheme of things, it has to mean something. Yeah, we'll look back. It's a bit like I saw on social media. Do you remember a few years ago when we Nelson's goal against Bournemouth and everyone's getting excited? I'm not saying it wasn't because away from trophies, that's what football's about. Yeah, it is about those kind of moments. But it doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. And that's the next step we need to go to. Sterling to Orlando FC. But yeah, man, let's move on from Sterling, folks. DJ, I know you don't want to talk about Osimhen, but can we get him this summer? We need a striker, where it's Osimhen, Tony, Gyökeres, Isak, Sesko. Get the striker and let's criticize if they're good or not later, in it. Isak will be the dream, whether we got the facilities. Boy, Sterling shouldn't have come off versus Bournemouth, was our best player. Maybe his whole season would be different if he stayed on and we won. But it's just if winners don't do if there. You said it, and you could be right, but then obviously the manager says that's me. That's the manager telling me. Not that I don't think you rate Sterling beyond him, what you know of him, but that's telling me that you rate them man be a lot more higher than him in crunch moments. You look at the Leicester game, anyone could have been subbed, but the man Trossard and Sterling, nobody was. Like, let's be honest, the Leicester game was shit. We nicked it. The manager said, "I can't take Nwaneri off. He's a bad boy." You saw what he did. Trossard might not be playing amazing, but we know if a chance falls to him or in a moment, he might be able to have a bit of stardust in comparison to Sterling. Sterling's the odd one out. He came off, we won. Like at the end of the day, like you're the only reason Sterling is useful is because he's a body in the squad. It's unfortunate. DG, we spoke about how our team are a nice bunch of lads. Lewis Skelly has the dog in him like Gabriel and Timber. We need more like that. Amen. Just like the Invincibles. That's all we've been doing past 3 years. I can't lie. Even me, I'm certain we win 2022-23 if Saliba and Tommy don't get injured. But that's just another if and what FC. Exactly, man. Big up yourself, Shy. Large up yourself, A. Again, nice to see the regulars. Yo, DG, you're the only Arsenal fan channel that I can watch. This fan base is cooked. Appreciate that. There's plenty of good ones out there, man. Follow Fams on TV and Halftime Hooks and all that. This fan base is cooked. How's a player like Ødegaard public enemy #1? Bad form and he should be sold. Football's an emotional sport, man. You need to have a balance to step back and consider everything. It's easier to It's harder to think, I should say. And I don't think Ødegaard is, we're going to get into it. I keep saying it, but Ødegaard has said he needs to do a lot better. But we've got bigger problems than Ødegaard, if I'm honest with you. He needs to fix up. We need him in crunch time moments. Regardless, we can talk about Ben White and Saka and this and that. We need him. But people do too much about Ødegaard, man. Some people fancy him, so they do too much in a positive light. Some people hate him, so they project. I must admit, I do think Ødegaard is vital to the side, and he's one of my favorite players in this team and all of that kind of jazz. And I do think we need competition / depth, but I don't think he's a trench baby. I am open to the reality where Ødegaard is captain, intricate system with Mikel Arteta and all of that. But certain crunch moments, if we had the option to pull Ødegaard out, like if you got it cracking after a rave, Ødegaard would probably be that friend you say, go inside and, you know, get the car started, in it, so we could get away. Ødegaard's not the one. There's probably the injury and whatnot. And to be fair, I would, if I could speak to Ødegaard, which I can't, I'd love to go and ask him, like, what was pre-season like? Because I don't think he's been good since the start of the season. And I especially in terms of in front of goal. And it's probably just a culmination of things, man. I think, you know, we've been owed this injury crisis because of our lack of squad depth. There's been international tournaments and people have played a lot of games for club and country. It's you know, what we didn't do in the summer. I just think there's a lot of factors that have been out of our control, which I could have sympathy for. But there's a lot of self-inflicted stuff as to why we're here and we're not getting over the line. It's unfortunate, man. It's very, very unfortunate. You're only as good as your last game these days, unfortunately, but it's the way it is with social media. Social media is exhausting, man, because 1 minute you're the best thing since sliced bread, then you're horrible, then shake it all about kind of thing. So yeah, it is crazy, man. PSV came to play ball though. Madrid won't come to play ball. They'll park the bus and counter. This PSV result is not a barometer of the rest of our game. It's true, and actually, when you look at the way Carlo Ancelotti deploys little, like he'll put a midfielder out wide, he'll play someone right back. The way they press, the way Carlo Ancelotti talks about setting up traps. I know in the modern day, because Carlo Ancelotti ain't wearing either designer clothes or the latest tracksuit, he's not seen as a tactician, or one of those guys. But he's cold, man, and that's before we even get over like the individual quality. Like going against Real Madrid, anything can happen in a positive light. But you know, Mbappe could play well. All of them guys could play well from minute 0 to minute 90, but them guys could be stinking up the place. One chance, Mbappe puts it away. Vinny puts it away. This one, that one, and the third. And that's when you move away. They got dons like Diaz and Vasquez. These guys that stand up to be counted as well. We've seen it with what's my man that was there last year, Hosselu. Their thing is different. On the best of days, Madrid's thing is different. Someone needs to lie to Real Madrid and tell them that this is a La Liga fixture, because I don't know what it is. They're obviously a great side, but in La Liga, they do nonsense. In the champs, a switch is flicked and they're different gravy, man. Carlo's a GOAT, man. Carlo's a GOAT. Ødegaard will be back. Sleepless nights change you. It needs to. Valverde is so underrated. You're always going to be underrated when you're around that. I don't think he's underrated with Madrid fans and fans that understand football like yourselves. But yeah, to the casual fan, like Valverde scores bangers. He doesn't score basic goals, but you look at all the stars, you're never going to get your flowers in it. That's just the way the game goes. Rodrigo's underrated because you're next to Mbappe, Vinicius. Historically, Kroos has been there. Modric's been there. This one, that one. And especially in the attacking realm. Rodrigo, man, if you ever want to pull a Di Maria or Mesut Ozil, give Arsene Wenger a call and then Mikel Arteta. And even social media, people hate Thierry Henry, and it sounds mad. Some Arsenal fans hate Thierry Henry. Like, sometimes in life, yeah, you have to separate the messenger from the message. And I think the message from people could be right, but because you don't like the messenger, you're on him. And you know how social media is weird. I actually looked into what Thierry Henry said, and it's everything that I say, it's everything you say, it's everything that every Arsenal fan says about our squad depth, creating chances, handling pressure, yada, 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 yada. Good evening, hit the like. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And in some cases, good night, man. Big up you lot around the world. If Calafiori ain't scoring bangers, he's scoring with his weak foot. Crazy. It's crazy to see man crash it on Rios. Bro, we've got fans that are not fans of Arsenal Football Club. They're fans of hating Mikel Arteta, and they're fans of Mikel Arteta. They would rather Mikel, like, if there was a reality where Arteta gets sacked and we 100% win the league, they wouldn't take it because they want to win it with Arteta. And I'm not discrediting that. I care about my club. I don't necessarily care about the players or the managers and whatnot. You play for the club, you represent the club, you get all the praise. I just want what's best for the club. I don't care about being right or wrong. We can have debates, and that's why I love this platform, because you lot say a lot of things that I'm like, right, I'm looking at it differently. But Social media is extremes. We haven't quite got to that realm with football content, with social media content, even the big platforms of just balanced opinions. And even the word balance, because I need to get away from saying that, just thought-provoking thoughts. It's screaming and shouting, it's black or white, it's extremes in both ways. It's being dishonest with vested agendas. Like, if I'm getting employed by Arsenal, you know what it is. It's not necessarily what you say, it's how you say it. But a lot of people are going to be dishonest. A lot of people are going to overly think about the injuries and that. If the way you pay your bills is just chatting shit about Arsenal, you've got no reason to be honest. It's jarring, man. I back the individuals, but I support the club only. Exactly. I call it as I see it. If I'm not right. I just feel I try to give everyone their praise and flowers where due, and equally criticism. Club over everything, including players and managers. It's Arsenal. It's the Arsenal FC. Better yet, never forget that. People forget. Because people just look for confirmation bias, especially with social media. I could think Arteta, and again, I don't necessarily care if you think Arteta in or out. That's not the debate. I'm talking about people that are loyal to agendas. I could think Arteta is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm going to go and find people who think Arteta is the best thing since sliced bread, and it's just going to confirm my confirmation bias likewise. Where that's why you see on my platform, I get a range of different people. Some are more heavy on the Mikel Arteta out, more positive on it, a bit more in between. Some are articulated better than others. Some, are a bit more speaking with chest. And that's what reality is, man. How boring would life be if we all thought the same way and had the same school of thought? Like, for this, big up yourself. I don't think Arteta is necessarily a fraud. And I'm not quite at the stage of Mikel Arteta out. But I do think for all of Arteta's somewhat positives, there's many things he could be sacked for. And I don't think he's got a leg to stand on. And I do, for me, until you get over the line, I'm always going to be on that. And I don't feel you can say Arteta is this, that, and the other, and then not hold him to those standards. And for me, the thing is about getting over the line. You've been here 6 years now. Certain things shouldn't be said. 6 years, 3 title challenges, a lot of explaining, no trophies. There's something there. And domestically, which I hope you can prove us wrong in the Champions League, if you were to count the 3 Premier League title challenges, you were to throw in where we finished in the League Cup and FA Cup subsequently since we won the FA Cup, there is an issue with this club and specifically Mikel Arteta getting over the line. There is. I do think Arteta and these players should be on borrowed time because it is what it is. When's the next show with Jessica Black? You two have a really good show, super balanced. Get onto her when she replies to her. What's let me look. Yeah, she ain't replied yet, man. You lot go and spam her channel, innit? But I'm sure if she replies, we'll get it done, man. Get it done. Players and managers come and go. It's always Arsenal FC. Exactly. Arteta outers are just crashing out at the moment. It's true, but like then again, Arteta inners and again, I'm not talking about those disclaimer. If you consider the good and the bad, you think Arteta is the guy, you think Arteta isn't the guy. That is cool. I'm talking about those that don't really, they just live in narratives, right? The Arteta apologists have been silent. We win 7-1. They're very vocal. And even some content creators that are known as, well, people think they're Mikel Arteta out and this and that. When they're positive, and this is why I think people need to be honest, because when they're positive, their clips are not going viral. People are doing them dirty. When they're effing and blinding, it is. So, yeah, man. DJ Saliba's mind in Madrid. He hasn't posted a single Arsenal post on Insta. I don't know about that, but naturally, you've got to be, if Madrid's on to you, I don't think it's going to be at your front of your mind all the time, but naturally, you're going to be deep in it. Arteta definitely needs to secure some silverware, but I think he's the best person for Arsenal right now. I just need you to get some silverware, man. Then you got a leg to stand on. And beyond just for Arteta, us, bro, like, fam, we're not perfect and we've got many problems, but we've actually been half decent for 3 years. We need something. Fans, we need it. Forget everything else. We need it. The players, bro. Do you know how good it would have been to see Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri and all these guys win a Premier League this season among all the other narratives? I got West Ham fans, Declan Rice come back so he can win a trophy. I'm not going to say we'd win the Conference League because our European heritage suggests it can go mad, but shut people up. And I don't, you know me, I barely care about Arsenal fans' opinions. Like, I barely care about my own opinions. But there's a lot of fans away from Arsenal that talk a lot of nonsense, bro. Like, just shut them up for a second. We know there's no shutting up. We win 1 Prem. You should have done it. It's taken you 3 years. You ain't done the double. You ain't won the Prem, the champs. You ain't done it again. You can only do it with money. It's happened to greater managers than Mikel Arteta. And I just want something for these players, man. Look what Saka's done. Forget the last 3 years, which you can't because he's done well. When we were shit, When Saka was carrying this team as a left back, this is what we need. I get their perspective, though. We've built something special with these players and managers. It's a nice story to lift trophies with them, but they will rightly prioritize themselves, and so should we. It's every man for themselves, bro. Saliba will show Madrid why he's staying with us if we face them. I hope so. I hope so. All right, they just need to show all of someone just pile up a compilation of any bad games Saliba's had in an Arsenal shirt, shamelessly. But even I'm sure against MK Dons or something for the under-21s, he got savage. Clip that all up, send that to Madrid, and tell them they're making a mistake. They need to go. We heard Kanate's better, Romero's better, this one, that one. Go and buy them. I don't even think Saliba's the best centre back at Arsenal. Like, he's not better than Kivior. If any Real Madrid scouts are listening, he's not better than Kivior. And I think that's the reason Kivior's not playing. I think his head is away from the club. That's why Arteta's not playing him. You lot should buy Kivior. Trust me, you lot should buy Kivior. When have you seen Saliba do what Kivior's done? Just waiting for the new merch release now. You know what? The club missed the bag there. As a wise man said on TalkSport, doesn't matter what we win, the goalpost will move. Sounds like quite a wise man there, man. Shout out TalkSport. It is what it is, man. Big up DJ. I think Mikel's onto something with Rice in the 8. Rice is a different kind of 8. I think he helps with the wingers and strikers. Needs to just keep getting numbers, man. That's the thing. And for me, it's just I am warming to the idea of Rice in the 8. Firstly, acceptance, because it's not going anywhere, especially if you get Zubamendi. Secondly, I can't remember which one of you lot for the life of me, but one of you lot, I think it was Inner Circle. For me, Rice is a 6 all day, every day. But in the present day, we all know you got to receive the ball off the centre backs and turn and do all of that jazz. Rice can't do that consistently across 90 minutes. So if he's higher up the pitch trying to win the ball and doing all of that, I understand it. My thing with Rice is, yeah, you're taking corners and you did well yesterday. You're not Michael Carrick, you're not Lampard, you're not Steven Gerrard, you're not an all-rounded kind of midfielder like that. You was known as a box-to-box kind of man, in which you could learn. And I'm not saying he isn't, but it's like, how much blood are we going to draw from that stone? Because we do need goals from midfield. And yesterday might be a step in the right direction from Ødegaard. Ain't done that. Rice has got the capacity to get in goal-scoring positions, but that's not a strength of his necessarily. Partey will score. Well, he's not going to be here next season, but we know Partey will score a screamer or a goal every now and again. Other than that, we know Uncle's booting off somebody's head in the stands. What are your predictions for PSG, Liverpool, and Bayern Leverkusen? Leverkusen, Bayern 2-2. PSG, Liverpool 4-4. Now that I said that, there's probably none. They got talks, but they can't press me, man. That's one thing about being in those media spaces, man, where I'm happy for the prior exposure. Like, it's not like I just started and I got there, because I could understand why people might get intimidated and things, but like a wise man always said to me, every conversation you have has a destination. And if they ask you a question in these kind of realms, because Robbie's great at doing it as well, just take your time. Don't make man rush you to speak. Because that's what people are trying to do. It's about clips. It's trying to lead you down a rabbit hole and whatnot. I'd say the biggest struggle for me is, you lot probably saw it when I went on that platform. I had to kind of show the other side of me, like, nope, I'm talking now. But yeah, it's great, man. Like, it's great. And it's that, and smash the like button. It's testament to you lot that man are even getting on them platforms. Remember, we started all of this off, well, not this one, but you get the point, man. You get the point. But it is great, man. Like, them platforms that I've been on that have welcomed me, it's been great, man. Like, they've been nothing but nice. Rice is aware what he needs to do and will find his way to master that 8, in my opinion. His shots and timber assist yesterday is just a glimpse. He's got the capacity, you just got to do it on a more consistent basis. That's just the bottom line. I want us to beat United just to see Saeed's emergency stream afterwards. The pure chaos in them things when United aren't winning is like powder to me. DG, we putting 7 past United this weekend. What we saying? By God's grace. Nah, I don't want us to score 7. I want 20, bro. I want blood. Like, I want Lenny Euros, Kane Rose to be on the floor. Like, take shots, man. Like, Onana is in goal, bro. You talk a lot of sense, not just about football, DJ. I wish Edward, man. For every comment like that, you get that you really are deluded. But I appreciate that, my dude, man. I appreciate that. Time is flying, people. Let me share my screen with you guys as well, people. Now, we won 7-1. 15 shots, 8 on target, 7 goals. When have we seen us be that clinical? Man, done a gym session, you're still here. Got to put in the work, my guy. It's easy for you in that nice ass gym you showed me as well. I hear it. Big up Catch, man. Got to be, man. Not got anything else to do. So yeah, we did our thing. In terms of player ratings, David Raya, I'll give you a 9. Didn't do nothing wrong. You're really deluded. It's gems, you hear it all the time, mate. I'll give Raya a 9. Didn't have much to do. Don't blame me for the goal we conceded. Lewis Skelly, I'll give you an 8 with an asterisk. You could have been clipped. I'll give you an 8. I think he was very good in the initial period. I think the only kind of blanks, kind of question mark is, on another day, we're down to 10 men. Maybe the trajectory of the game changes, but he did get an assist bonus point. I actually was really impressed with Lewis Kelly in the middle and final third, man. You know what? I'll give him an 8 still. 7, but a bonus point. Or you could, you know what? 7. I'll mark you down for having to get subbed in the first half. 7, humble 7. Gabriel Magalhaes, 8, couldn't ask anything more. Saliba, you handled business, 8. Timber, 10 out of 10, couldn't ask anything more from you. Partey, foolishness for that penalty, man. No, we won 7-1, so I'll give you the benefit of that. I was going to say 6, I'm going to say 7. Ødegaard bagged 2 goals. I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10, man. That's shameless. 10 out of 10. Like, yeah, you did kind of turn up when we thumped them up already, but we asked for the captain to stand up. He's turned up in the knockout stage game, he led by example. And I actually think he did well, kind of doing, like, not Marino's work for him, but Marino ain't got the legs, bro. Marino ain't got the legs. So I think he did well, man. 10 out of 10. I can't ask anything more from Martin yesterday. Nwaneri, 9. Nothing more for you. Marino, 8. Trossard, 8. Off the bench, Tierney, isolated to your minutes, give you an 8. Think you did well. Ben White, you weren't on the pitch long enough. Isolated to the minutes, give you a 6. Zinni, 6. Calafiori, 10 out of 10. You did well. Can't ask anything more. We won 7-1, so I'm being a lot less strict on what I would. On another day, you lot know me. Nobody's getting these things, people. Sterling. It's NA, isn't it? Like, it's N/A. He didn't stand up, bro. He done nothing until we had 3-4. That's harsh. Like, look, watch the game again and go and look how he's leading the press. 6 for Sterling. Nah, it's an NA, man. It's a 6 for Sterling. I hear it, but it's an NA, man. Like, he didn't do nothing, bro. Let's be real. What did Sterling get a 6 for? He lost the ball, didn't beat your man, didn't get in the box, didn't do anything really. Like, I'm not trying to do that, but really, at least Partey is debatable. You could see his presence. Ødegaard the same. Lewis Kelly, everybody starting. Let's not lie, man. This is a safe space, man. It's cool, Raheem. He was dead. He was dead. That's brazy. I'm taking notes. My client, Jonathan Davis, is going to be impressed with my new skills. Man said he's getting ratings for press. Bro, he scored 2 goals. He pressed well. He moved the ball well. There was even a couple of times Ødegaard's got the ball and he's trying to make movements forward and Nwaneri and them, man, are not running. We're praising a man for the bare minimum. You're the problem, DG. Don't do that. Don't do that. I said I'm the problem. Bro, a man scored 2 goals. Influence was there. He on top of that, he pressed well. I hear you. Last week, Nottingham Forest, them games, he's not pressing. You don't like Ødegaard's not your cup of tea, man. Nwaneri better than match. You're a horrible eat, Cash, man. Man. You're a horrible eat. Martin's assist was even better than 2 of his goals. Hey, assist as well. All forgot. 2 goals, assist, pressing thing. That's 4 of my 5 fingers. Well, thumb if you want to be a twat. Come on, man. Ødegaard's got a man of the match thing. I hear you. It did feel like once we moved to them, Ødegaard's like, all right, it's time. I hear it. What is press, Rudded? You're giving bad praise for the bet. Bro, you're being shameless because I said 4 different other points and man's just focusing on 1. A goal, 2 goals, an assist, 2 goals. The pressing, and I can't remember the 4th point I said, but I said 4 there. Rewind it. Man's focusing on 1 point. I'd have been with you the week before and all of that. 6 for effort now, man. The effort's minimum. But what effort from Sterling, man? I really love the dynamic between Calafiori and Trossard that is developed. He said 8 for Sterling. Someone's running bants. Score on Nwaneri to bag weekend. He's that chaos we need at the moment. Can't wait till he sits in a full chef Arsenal squad. You're right, man. Can we get to 100 likes, good people? Karma, tell them again, pick up yourself. Man said I'm taking the P. This is why I do this, because we're all watching the game differently, and here comes the battle lines being drawn, man. Here comes the battle lines, man. Some of you are harsh. Some of you are selective with your harshness. So that's player ratings. Obviously, Arsenal the first team to score 7+ goals in an away knockout stage match in UEFA Champions League history. We won 7-1, which I just keep looking at that and thinking, what went on there? In the Champions League this season, 8 games, 6 wins, 6 clean sheets. We've bagged 23 times and conceded only 4 goals. So we've done all right. Champions League fixtures this season, we drew with Atalanta, we beat PSG, we beat Shakhtar, we lost to Inter, dodgy penalty, we smashed Sporting Lisbon, we beat Monaco, we beat Zagreb, we beat Girona, and again, it's mad. 7-1, people. Seriously, 7-1. Boy. And yeah, man, we've been questioning where the goals have been recently. Goals scored in the last 5 games. Boy, they all came against PSV. We struggled in the 2 games against West Ham and Forest prior, also against Newcastle. We did get 2 late ones against Leicester, but you could say, really and truly, apart from the PSV game, we did struggle to score goals in all of them. Let's be real, based on what we saw over 90 minutes. We have won 5 consecutive Champions League games for the first time since 05-06, a season in which they reached the final in the competition. You lot, I didn't say it, you lot did. The stars might be aligning. And thank the Lord, Perisic, man. Some boy love for chat. You talk too much, bro. Shut up. You did not make Ødegaard, though, but what did you do? You got embarrassed. Guys are getting smashed up by a team with no striker and kids. Fair enough. Arsenal become the fastest team to score 6 goals away from home in Champions League history. 2 English teenagers have combined for a goal in the Champions League for the first time in the competition's history. Lewis Skelly got an assist. Nwaneri obviously bagged. Just wish that the assist and that kind of history that Lewis Skelly's played a part in, just wish that was shouted as much as a man doing this on a football pitch. Boy, anywho, yeah, that was the first time they've combined. We're running the propaganda. That's why there's bare tabs, people. As this guy has said, people are going to try to talk this 7-1 thrashing down by saying it's only PSV, which is why I don't care about outside noise, because us Arsenal fans, we're not playing it up too much. We're talking for those that are using our head. We're happy to have scored 7 goals and all of that. We know it doesn't really mean much, but it gives us a tiny bit more confidence potentially going into the United game, and obviously so on and so forth. And, you know, it does make you dream a bit of winning the champs. This season, PSV beat Liverpool, beat Juventus, and drew with PSG. It's the first time PSV have conceded 7 goals in 90 years. It's the first time a team has ever scored 7 in an away Champions League knockout tie. Come, man. And it's also the first league phase kind of Champions League. Let's make history. Come on, boys, man. And yeah, man, Haylanders doing Hayland things. We had 7 goals from 6 different scorers. We need to be careful, because that was the nonsense last summer. People were saying to me, oh, we had different goal scorers last season, which is true. We need to keep that up. But we do need a striker. We do need a winger. And we do need the evident areas of improvement on and off the field. It reminds me of the Saka Ethan picture. Saka Smith Rowe, sorry. Number 3 next season, if not Timber. Timber's not wearing number 3 already. Number 3 for Lewis Skelly. Fuck it. Give Nwaneri the 10, man. Give Nwaneri the 10. Uncomfortable. Has he done more than Smith Rowe in an Arsenal shirt? I'm being so shameless and so reactionary, and it's a shiny new toy, but is it? The youngest goal, probably not. The youngest goal scorers, he's probably not, because Smith Rowe saved Arteta's job. The youngest goal scorer in the Champions League knockout stage history, people. Bojan Krkić of Barcelona, Jude Bellingham of Dortmund, now Madrid, and Nwaneri of Arsenal. Now got a long way to go, but he's doing what he can in it. And at 17, what was I doing at 17? I was trying to get my license, trying to get pussy. Like, yo, play week in, week out for Arsenal. You're about to earn the big boy contract. That was Nwaneri's 8th goal in just under 1,000 minutes for Arsenal so far this season. He's also scored 6 goals at under 19 level for England in the same time span. Scoring goals is important, and he does it plenty. 6 games, 221 minutes, 2 goals, 1 key pass, 1 big chance created, 7 out of 10 successful dribbles, 5 tackles won. At 17 years of age, with 6 Champions League games and counting under your belt. I don't know. Like, obviously, if we did award shows, Gabriel Magalhaes is my player of the season, because I just think you've stood up. Young player of the season, Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri, you lot might just have to fight out, because I think both of you could lay claim to that. You might just have to rock it out, winner gets it, or you might just have to, it might just be a tie. And I mean, Nwaneri, praise from Wayne Rooney. Now, Wayne Rooney was definitely better than Nwaneri at 17, but come on, if Rooney is praising you and there's England shouts, you got to keep your head on the floor. I mean, head on the floor, pause. Your feet on the ground, your head on a level playing field, and keep it moving. But Rooney said, I thought Ethan Nwaneri was incredible at 17 years old to play in the knockout stages of the Champions League, to show his flair, his ability, his willingness to get shots off. I thought it was fantastic. I do think he was greedy in the second half, but I like that. I proper like that. At 17, I like that. And in a game like that, he's trying to do the scumbag thing. I love it. Walcott said, what a statement. Nobody wants to play Arsenal in the Champions League. They're a lot more equipped because the games are a little bit more slower. They were ruthless tonight. I hear that, but I don't know about nobody wants to play us. Calm down, Theo Walcott. Trust me, you're going to get the Arsenal gig. Keown is there. You're going to get there. Just relax, man. Relax, man, Theo. We've become the first team in Champions League history to score 7 away from home in a knockout match, as I'm going to keep stating. People kill Henry for a lot of his comments, but he also said, when asked if we could beat Madrid, yes, Arsenal could beat Madrid. Unks, King Thierry, I don't know, man. Yes, I do believe that. This is why I called it. I'm just saying now, show us that you can do that against a good team with people that are coming back. No disrespect to PSV. I really thought it'd be difficult, especially away from home, but it was proven easy. I think they had an outstanding game, as we can see with the result. Fair enough, man. And Declan Rice, don't let me see that again with Magalhaes, but it's cool. That's PSV's biggest defeat in the Dutch club's history in any competition as well. We scored 6 goals in a European away game for the first time since November 1993. So that's the first time in my lifetime, because I'm born in 95. You know, hopefully Gabriel Magalhaes gets fit sooner rather than later, but it was now lovely to see Timber pay somewhat tribute to him. Our next 6 fixtures: Man United away, PSV at home, Chelsea at home, international break. Then we've got Fulham at home. Oh, Lord. Everton away. Oh, and then the quarterfinals. We can only look what's in front of you, but these 2 games scare me, you know. I mean, I shouldn't be scared because we're not keeping the pace up with Liverpool anyways. And this was a lovely moment to see Nwaneri tapping the badge, man. And you can see the numbers there. Timber had a fantastic game and he deserved his goal. And he did. Listen, Timber, especially coming off an ACL injury, can't give you any more praise, really. Can't. Ødegaard said, this season, personally, I haven't been good enough, which we agree. And we've been talking about. Don't let Catch see that. Man of the match, player of the match, allegedly. 53 touches, 2 goals, 2 shots, 1 assist, 3 key passes, 37 of 43 accurate passes, and 2 goals and an assist. Well, some people say, did he do anything? I don't know. For Arsenal, he's got 70 GA, 30 goals and 40 assists. And the maddest thing is you should have a lot more, Ødegaard. And I don't really look at you to score goals. I kind of want you to run the show, like on a Santi Cazorla says Fabregas thing. He had a great game, man. And that's his first Champions League brace. We'll always spread propaganda. 3rd youngest player in the Champions League. Oh, my gosh. This is stuff, man. This is stuff. That was our previous biggest away knockout win in the champs was our 2-0 victory over AC Milan. Okay, that Cesc scored in that game, if I remember correctly. Declan Rice said it right, man. Onto the home game, nothing is done. I hear it, PR, but we can't be complacent. It is done, man. 2 starts, 2 goals for Nwaneri. Again, Real Madrid are winning the first leg, people, against Atletico Madrid. Atletico still have a chance. What a goal it was from Julian Alvarez. Brahim Diaz stood up to be counted. And they've got the talent like Rodrigo, man. Teenagers with the most goals for a side from Europe's top 5 leagues this season. Nwaneri's got 8. Yalmao's got 11 now. Yalmao's better than him. Yalmao's better than a lot of players. Yalmao will be better than him, but you're around. Real star boy stuff. We've had 12 different goal scorers in the Champions League this season, more than any other team. He's the 2nd youngest player to play in a Champions League knockout stage after Cesc Fabregas did against Bayern Munich. Anytime you're mentioned around these kind of guys, it's not where you start, it's where you go, but you're on the right trajectory, man. Declan Rice, people, seasons with 10 plus GA, 2 in 2 seasons with Arsenal, 0 in 6 with West Ham. Now, obviously, there's context behind that. He's playing in very different roles, and he joined Arsenal established in the game, but it just shows that we're getting somewhat of a tune out of him, people. So, yeah, we're doing what needs to be done. And the youngest Premier League goal scorers in Champions League history, look at all the Arsenal dons there. Fabregas, Ramsey, Nwaneri, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Theo Walcott, Jack Wilshere. Shout out Rooney, Trent. Shout out Rico Lewis. You didn't back your mum, Phil Foden. I can't just salute you, man, no matter what you do. Let's see what the gaffer said on if he saw this game coming. That's the beauty of it. Nobody in this room. If I give you an envelope and say, can you predict what's going to happen tomorrow and who's going to score? That's the beauty of football. In football, you do very well today. Put your head down, be humble, analyze how you can improve, because the next game is going to be completely different to this one. No one can write the script, unfortunately, even if we'd like to. I really enjoyed the match. Thank you to the players for the performance that they put in. It was a big night for us against a really good side. The way they went through the last round against Juventus was really impressive. The manner that we've done it, the way we've played, the goals that we scored. Thank you, because it was a special night. And our manager also said, we had them ready to take initiative. When you come to this stage, you really have to play and love the game and take initiative and go for it. And today we have a fullback on Miles that puts a cross in for the opposite winger. You have Jurian Timber scoring a header as a fullback, and they have Ricky making a movement as a 9, scoring with his right foot. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I just wish Calafiori bagged that goal against Forest, but yeah, fullbacks making the difference, no striker. But what, this has been a crazy season when you deep it, you know, like this is. And who says football is a boring sport? Anyways, that's what I'm talking about. Flow, courage, and playing, and about playing the right way we want to play. It's obviously given us a lot of joy and confidence and belief in football. It's not about what we did 3 days ago or today. It's about what we're going to do tomorrow. We go to Old Trafford, how we behave, how we play. Are we able to win the game? That's it. Enjoy tonight, because it was very impressive performance and unbelievable score. We deserve that. I'll take it and keep improving as a team. Don't think anyone can disagree with what the gaffer said here. The startling stats which suggest Arsenal's 7-goal bonanza against PSV was a fluke, and Mikel Arteta's side have not turned a corner amid attacking woes. I hear that. I've seen my team blitz goals. I don't necessarily think this means we've turned the corner and whatnot. I think every Arsenal fan and football fan's well aware of the issues we've got. Where are the statistics, though? In the Netherlands, they only notched an expected goals total XG of 2.35 from a total of 13 shots on goal. Expected goals are measured, brother. Just fuck with this, man. I can't lie to you. I don't really care about that. I mean, the gaffer did say it was in a beautiful night. Don't think we could add any more on that. What has Mikel Arteta? Let me zoom out a bit. What has Mikel Arteta said? He did say the thank you stuff. He did speak on the confidence. We did get goals all over the pitch. On Ethan, he said, I don't think that he needs any pushing. You see him every time he has the ball, what his intention is. So he comes, if he comes, and it's great. And really impressive again, the way he behaved, the way he played tonight. It's about the consistency now, doing it again 3 days later in another big stadium. I hear that. Obviously, it's a landmark victory. On the confidence in Ødegaard's display, I think a lot of players made him flow today. Careful, certain mods don't agree. You could tell today that he was loose. He was enjoying it. He was with that energy and flow that he becomes a player that makes the difference for the team. I'm really happy he was in a big night like that. The captain steps up and puts in a performance like he did. On being able to push on, that's what we want. But at the end, it's a thing of execution. Today, we're exceptional. We talked before the game. Boxes in the Champions League are critical facts. You have to dominate them. If we hadn't done it in the first action, they would have scored. And then we've got to remember, they hit the post as well. And then the other one was a penalty, but we were phenomenal today. Willingness is for sure going to be there. Execution is something else. Obviously, you didn't know we were going to score. We obviously know we did well. And it's always nice to share the goals about. I mean, we tried to share the goals about, but Sterling, it was everybody eats. You weren't hungry, bro. You was fasting. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone taking part. A new name's been thrown in. We've been hearing about Berta and Andre Berta. We've heard about Rosicky and this one and that one. Football Insider is saying Yossi Benayoun has held talks with Arsenal about becoming the club's sporting director, but no offer has been made. He has told Football Insider. I'd be interested in a sporting director role in England, but I'm also a pro-licensed coach. Let's see what comes up. Lol. Anywho, people, Gyökeres, not yesterday, the day before, made 25 goals in 23 Portuguese games, people, with 2 goals. And that, adding to his tally with a brace in this period, adding to speculation if he could be the guy. Was jumping ahead. Allegedly, Barcelona, PSG, and Juventus are all interested in Partey, whose contract expires in the summer. Bayern Munich have reduced their asking price for Arsenal target Kingsley Coman as they look to offload the 28-year-old in the summer. Again, we've gone over that. Some of you want Semenyo. Apparently, Spurs are showing an interest in the £50 million rated Bournemouth winger. Frankfurt are preparing for the departure of Hugo Ekitike this summer. The striker is likely to leave. The Frankfurt director is demanding a transfer fee of at least 80 million euros. He has been linked with Arsenal, among other clubs. And as we can see here, anytime you've got 18 goals in 34 games, it's going to be interesting. We got to remember it's a World Cup year in the next season, so that might dictate if somebody moves or stays. But at 22 years of age, he's rebuilding his reputation that was somewhat damaged at PSG. And obviously, France got bare talent in it. But you'd imagine there's conversations about maybe getting a French cap if he hasn't got one already, people. Again, they're preparing for his departure. He's their top goal scorer with 6 assists and 18 goals. He's almost like a poor man's Isaac in many ways. I don't want you lot's opinion because I'm not selling Martinelli, but apparently Barcelona are prepared to offer 45 million euros for Martinelli this summer. The winger could be sold to fund an attacking overhaul at Arsenal, as we've seen. Newcastle will revisit contract talks with Isak at the end of the season, but have reminded the Swedish striker he is already on a long-term deal. It remains to be seen whether they go to the financial level Isak would demand, or if he even wants a new deal. People, Jack Grealish could leave Manchester City this summer. Anyone having him at Arsenal? Arsenal have not started talks with Partey over a new contract. His current deal, as we all know, expires in the summer. Barcelona, Juventus, PSG allegedly are all interested. That is coming from Charles Watt. We have previously heard Arsenal have no plans to depart ways, or part ways, better yet, with Martinelli. 12 players allegedly could be sold. We did cover this yesterday, so I'm not going to go over that again. Check out the stream from yesterday and smash the like button. Arsenal have been made aware of allegedly the 80 million euros release clause in Sesko's contract, people. 1 minute it's gentleman's agreement and then it's not. Allegedly, Arsenal have been the front runners for him and were made aware of contract developments for some time, at least since January when we tried to bring forward plans. There's allegedly a whole host of Premier League clubs interested in the Slovenia international. Apparently, we remain the favourites, and his preference is still a move to our football club. And apparently his release clause could go up, people. It goes up depending on how many games and variables and this and that and the other. And rumours around Ollie Watkins haven't gone away. So we'll have to see how that goes. Isak to Liverpool's taking shape, allegedly. I Track Frankfurt are 99% certain that Hugo Ekitike will leave in the summer, potentially paving the way for Newcastle to sell Isak. So if Newcastle buy Hugo, it's a merry-go-round. Fair enough. I know we ain't getting Isak. Arsenal prepare 100 million euro summer offer. Crazy offer. We're ready to trigger the release clause of Pablo Barrios of Atletico Madrid. Very talented 21-year-old who's been linked with Arsenal and Chelsea. Really? We're going to spend that? Really? I'm not even going to waste you lot's time with that. Newcastle once again are to open contract talks with Isak. Doesn't appear that there's anything here. Victor Gyökeres bombshell summer transfer ruled out. Arteta has ruled out a possible summer move for Victor Gyökeres. The Swedish international has been linked with us. He's got 80 goals in 89 appearances for Sporting. Barca have been interested. Apparently, Arteta has ruled out the possibility of bringing him to the Emirates. We have also been linked with Jonathan David this week as well. Although Gyökeres is now unlikely to join Arsenal, Football Transfers understands Benjamin Sesko remains the club's priority centre-forward target, while we've been informed that Isak could be tempted to extend his contract at Newcastle despite links with a move to North London. Victor Osimhen seems to be linked with Manchester United and not quite us. Gittins to pick Arsenal and reject Chelsea, Manchester United. Jamie Gittins is a wanted man, blah, blah, blah. We know we've been linked with Nico Williams before. We know there's apparently 100 million euros asking price on the Dortmund winger's head, which could be deals could be done for about 60, 70. Apparently, where his best option, but where has he said things? He's got interest from Chelsea, Spurs, Manchester United, Arsenal, allegedly, and probably a bunch of clubs. I mean, this is some statistic thing. You done me. I fell for it. Liverpool are considering an offer for Leao this summer. I know some of you would hope Arsenal get into that. So that appears to be everything that's concerning our football club at this moment in time. Let me scroll through the chat. Man want to be okay with Martinelli, who isn't Arsenal quality. Sell that bum Martinelli. 70 million or don't chat to me about Martinelli. Marcus Thuram is stronger than Havertz. He's a better target man than Havertz. Osimhen, bro, you're wanted. Ekitike is a phenomenal player. Instead of paying 70 million for Havertz, we could have had Thuram for free. I hear you, but we can't go back in time, man. I don't want Yossi Benayoun. I don't want no ex-Arsenal player. I want someone competent and experienced like Berto. And I actually think the Yossi Benayoun thing is nonsense. I really hope Madrid win the Madrid tie. Us playing Atletico would get ugly. Boy. Please give me this against United. I wouldn't say it was a fluke. We're just capable of doing that against teams that play open football. We also did a madness on City after forcing them to play with the ball. True. Man, like Philip, take some notes from my guy, Ethan. Theo Walcott, prop DG. Shout out Theo Walcott, man. But he's clearly, I'll be surprised, if he's not got some sort of full-time position at Arsenal or some sort of role. Not necessarily, I'm not talking about sporting director, like them kind of spokesperson. He's angling for it. Big Gabby is keeping people accountable. He's always stepping up, trying to do the sympathy thing. Just do better. Bro, what sympathy thing? The gaffer is gassing. I ain't scared of Madrid. Let's stay humble, man. Let's stay humble. Giving Nwaneri the 10 shirt seems crazy. Would rather leave the shirt vacant for another season or two. I hear you, but at the end of the day, bro, it's just a number. Do your thing, man. Give him the 10 shirt, man. Gallas has worn it. Wait, Smith Rowe, that season we fell off, he was a top goal scorer. I hear it. 4 more likes, man. Smash the like button. DG, there's an extension you should get. It's called One Tab. Can collapse all the tabs into one when you're done, assuming you don't want to lose them. I definitely gonna look at that. Can we get to the semis? I hope so. You're not going to say sorry to your community after leading them down the path of fear before the game. Oh, I was nervous. Shoot me for being nervous, man. We apologize, people, man. I shouldn't have been nervous. Man, say DG moving like Robbie with those high player ratings, moving giddy like Saeed. How can me, Saeed, and Robbie all catch strays? James Bond really moving like James Bond for real, bro. Really moving like James Bond. He gave Sterling an 8. I didn't give him an 8. I never gave Donny an 8. I never gave him an 8. You're going mad. Someone in the chat said Osman is better than Izzat, brother. Be smoking joints middle of the day. Hey, less of that would call me. Osman better than Izzat. I can't support that, big homie, but I salute you, man. I don't know about that. I don't know. Maybe you're his agent. I don't know. I think Izzat would be a lot more of a better player than Osman, people. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I can't lie, people. With that being said, I'm just wary of the time. I don't want you lot to get bored of my voice. The good news, though, especially Gally, if you're watching, I'm back at 4 p.m. and 4 p.m., 10 past 5 p.m. So first one be Kenny Ken, then it be Premzy, then it's PSG versus Liverpool, man. And you know me, people. There's always videos and content. I'm sure at least in the last 12 hours, there must have been 3 pieces that have come out on my channel in addition to this. So as usual, my members, my moderators, my subscribers, my supporters, you know, and everyone else, Arsenal fan or not, I appreciate you lot, man. But on that note, yeah, man, I'm off to do some life admin stuff before the next stream. So you lot stay safe, stay blessed. One love, man.